A creator on here just recorded a video where she talks about the confusion that you feel when you're in a relationship, that your soul just isn't vibing with the relationship. Your soul is telling you that it's not a good match, but your brain counteracts that with thoughts like, well, he's probably just working a lot today, or maybe I'm just anxiously attached, or, I do believe that, what he said is true because X, Y, and Z. That's actually like, the disconnect there is you're trying to justify to your soul mentally, intellectually, why it's wrong because you want it so bad. And then later when the relationship ends, you're like, that was so awful. Why did I have that part of my brain that was so strong that it often confused me and it made me feel like it was my instinct? In my last relationship, I was so confused because I really wanted to stay in the relationship even though it was hurting me, and even though time and time again I was proven right, my soul was proven right that the relationship wasn't a good one and it wasn't a safe place. But like, my intellectual mind was so strong, it was like almost overpowering to my instinct. And what this creator said in her video is basically listen to that part of you, the intellectual part that wants to stay in the relationship, because there's probably some lesson that you need to learn, that your intellectual mind needs to learn through experience, so that way the next time your soul tells you something, you will believe it more readily because you've lived the experience to intellectualize it now and to understand it. And this is how I learn. I learn through doing. I wish I could be the type of person that is given advice from somebody and then I just follow it and I don't indulge in an experience because somebody warned me about it. But that is not how I live my life. I actually have to experience it. So in my last relationship, I kept feeling like this relationship is bad for me, this relationship is unsafe, but there was this deep need to want to be in it. And now that I'm out of it and I've healed, oh my God, I'm a different person. I have such requisite boundaries around friendships, relationships, all relationships. I've realized who toxic people, I've realized patterns of toxicity and signs when people are narcissists or when they're selfish, because I was in that relationship for 12 months and it was a literal field study of what a narcissist or a toxic person will do. So now I can take that knowledge out into the world and see it in coworkers, see it in loved ones, family members, and I'm starting to realize how many of my relationships mirror that toxic dynamic of the narcissistic abuse cycle. It's insane. And I've had to make real changes in my life around who I allow in my sphere. I've also recognized how my body felt in that situation because it was 12 months of research, field study research in a toxic relationship. And I've learned how to heal my inner child because my inner child was always triggered in that relationship. And I learned how to tend to her and understand her. I've learned how to understand my origin story and how it contributes to me allowing relationships like this in my life. That's only a small little sliver of what I've learned from that 12-month relationship. So even though I didn't listen to my soul, i.e. my instinct, and I didn't protect myself from that relationship, my brain actually did me a favor by telling me to stick it out and wanting to stick it out, because I learned so much. My brain almost knew that I needed to stay in it to learn those things, because now I just have a no tolerance policy for narcissists in any regard, in a loving relationship, family relationship, work relationship, whatever. So I'm really, really grateful for that. And I think just stay the course, because oftentimes the experiences that we're having are so necessary for our growth and evolution, even if our soul is telling us that it's wrong.